All right, so Mr. Asher is a seasoned financial analyst and extensive experience in market research and analysis, having worked with leading firms like capital market publishers and 21st Century Shares and Securities. He possesses in-depth knowledge across diverse sectors. Currently, he heads the research at Latin Manharlal Group, and he's known for his insights. He's a regular on NDTV Profits India, India Market Open. Mr. Asher, thank you so much. Firstly, I want to know, how did you manage to get to stage? How did you manage, sir? You were swimming through it.
So there was a traffic jam over here. Just as we encounter traffic jams while coming to BKC, I think this is the last mile, and I think.
Sir, the traffic jam is for you. Mr. NIRAV, stage is all yours. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Good morning, everybody, and I introduce myself as NIRAV ASHER, Head of Equities at Latin Manharlal Securities. Today we are here to discuss a very critical topic which goes like this: clean, green and sustainable solutions. We've all heard about clean energy, we've all heard about green economy, we've all heard about sustainable solutions. So I think this time around, we had a glimpse of what we call as the global warming, and I think all across the country we had an extended heat wave, and that has impacted the overall performance of the corporates as well. If one were to look at the Q1 FY25 performance of companies and the commentaries given by them, they have very clearly stated that the performance was impacted, the productivity was impacted by the extended heat wave. So I think it's very important that we have a harmony with nature. At the same time, we move towards cleaner fuels, towards cleaner solutions to save our climate, to save our precious foreign exchange. And I think that is the gist of our presentation today. We start off with what is the bioenergy, and we start off with what is the first generation conventional biofuels, which is nothing but ethanol. I am sure you must have heard about EBP 20 program of the government. That is the ethanol blending program. You essentially blend ethanol with petrol, and the target is to achieve a blending rate of 20% with petrol. What happens because of this is that we are able to save on our precious foreign exchange. At the same time, we are protecting the environment by mixing ethanol with this. Who benefits out of this? The beneficiaries of this essentially are the sugar companies. We've seen a lot of sugar companies, they've got multiple sources of income. One is the conventional sugar industry. Apart from that, they have the distillery operations and they have captive power plants. But ethanol is the shortest possible route for the sugar companies to make money. There have been temporary disruptions at the moment, but the story continues to be very, very strong. Hopefully this year, with the government easing the restrictions on the use of sugary syrup, I think we should be back on track. So ethanol is going to be a very, very big story, long-term story. And as far as the government is concerned, the blending program, which was targeted for FY30, has been extended to FY25-26. So this is going to be a very big opportunity for the sugar companies, and from an environment perspective also, it is considered to be a very big positive. There are companies like Praj Industries, which provide a lot of technology solutions, entire range of biofuels, bioenergy, brewery, beverages, clean energy solutions, high purity water systems, etc., which will be coming later. Apart from this, we have companies like Sri Renuka Sugar Limited, which has got the highest capacity of ethanol in the country. So a lot of companies are working on the ethanol story, and it's working out quite well. After this, we have the advanced biofuels, which are the compressed biogas. Now this CBG, what we call as the compressed biogas, the government has made it mandatory to blend CBG, 1% blending from FY25-26 onwards. The target is that by FY29, there should be a blending rate achievement of 5% with CNG as well as PNG. CNG means compressed natural gas and PNG means piped natural gas. Apart from this, we have the third part, which is the next generation biofuels, which is sustainable aviation fuel. We know that sustainable aviation fuel is a very big polluter to the environment. So even if one were to achieve a 1% blending of ethanol with the aviation fuel, it would result in an additional demand of approximately 28 crore liters of ethanol. So this is the potential which we have for ethanol. Already, as far as the EBP is concerned, that is EBP 20 program is concerned, the government would be required to procure 1,000 crore liters of ethanol from the sugar companies. So one can understand what is the potential of ethanol going forward into the economy. Then we have what is the future biofuels, which is biohydrogen as well as marine biofuels. Marine biofuels means essentially the ships, the commercial ships, the passenger ships which are carrying goods as well as people. They will be going in for more sustainable solutions, that is the marine biofuels. So this is essentially the potential of ethanol going forward into the future. Yeah, so then coming to the first generation ethanol, which we just spoke about, in 2024, state-owned oil marketing companies purchased over 3,300 crore liters of ethanol. And as I pointed out, the potential is 1,000 crore liters of ethanol. The government has restricted the use of excess rice from the Food Corporation of India for production of ethanol. This, we believe, is a temporary disruption, and hopefully with a strong sugar season this year, I think the ethanol business should be back on track. At the same time, we have recent press reports which indicate that the government is considering increasing the prices of ethanol. So I think it should be a win-win situation for the sugar companies. Then we have the second generation ethanol, which is the ultra low carbon, which is the lignocellulosic feedstock. You are essentially using agri residue, you are using rice straw, you are using pressed mud, all the forest waste, agri waste is being used to create what is known as the compressed biogas. So that is also going to be blended with PNG and CNG, as I already pointed out. Biofuels produced from these feedstocks provide the highest carbon intensity reduction. Next we have is the renewable natural gas or the compressed biogas, which we already discussed. The CBG blending obligation has been announced by the government, requiring blending of CBG and in PNG and CNG starting FY 25-26. This will increase to 5% by FY 29. This, as we already discussed, is the sustainable aviation fuel. It takes around 2 liters of ethanol to make 1 liter of sustainable aviation fuel, and this translates into an annual demand of around 28 crore liters of ethanol. Then we come to an important point, which is energy transition and climate action. Here we have 4 points: waste to energy, low carbon fuels, carbon capture, blue and green hydrogen. Dear friends, there are a lot of corporates who are working on all these areas. I start off with Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries, when they are doing the refining operations, when they are refining the crude oil, at that time they get what is the refinery residue. That refinery residue is known as pet coke. Till date, this pet coke was being used by cement companies for making cement. But what Reliance has done is that they have built 10 pet coke gasifiers in Jamnagar, along with air separation units, which supply oxygen, which have a 99% purity element. With this, what will be happening is that the pet coke will be processed further, and by supplying oxygen to this, Reliance will start making what is known as the syngas. When you process this syngas further, you get what is the blue hydrogen. And when this blue hydrogen is subjected to electrolysis process, then we get what is the green hydrogen. And this green hydrogen is going to be the fuel of the future. So Reliance is working on something very positive for the future. And when your vehicle runs on hydrogen, what you emit is just water. So you are polluting the environment in the least possible way. So Reliance again is working on something very unique, and I think the results of this will be evident in the times to come. At the same time, we have companies like L&T, which is also working on blue hydrogen, green hydrogen, etc. We have BHEL, which is working in a very discreet way on this concept. BHEL, incidentally, is a pioneer in coal gasification, and green hydrogen is considered to be a sunrise area as far as this company is concerned. So a lot of companies working on this space. It's been done in a very discreet manner, but definitely a lot of things working out there. Next we have is the carbon capture, which is the process of trapping the carbon dioxide. A lot of companies are working on carbon capture, utilization and storage. I'll cover a few industries. The first industry is the steel industry. The steel industry, they traditionally use what is the blast furnace route. And in the blast furnace route, it's more polluting, it's 4 times more polluting than the normal electric arc furnace route. So most of the steel industry is now migrating to what is known as the electric arc furnace route. This is less polluting and much more productive as far as the operations are concerned. So I think steel industry is working in a discrete way. There we have 2 listed companies which are working to provide what are known as the graphite electrodes, and these are Graphite India Limited and HEG. I'm sure you must have heard about these companies. They are providing a very meaningful work as far as decarbonization exercise is concerned. The next industry which we want to cover is the cement industry. Most of the cement companies, they have the captive power plants, but they are now going in for green energy, and they are going in for waste heat recovery system. And what are the benefits of these? When you have the waste heat recovery system, the cost of power goes down by as much as 90% as compared to the conventional power requirements. If you were to see the financial operations of the cement companies, power and fuel cost has been a very big drag as far as the cement companies were concerned. But with the installation of this waste heat recovery system, with the installation of the green power, what we call as a solar, wind, etc., I think it can be a game changer as far as the cement companies are concerned. Apart from this, we have a lot of companies which are working in the electric vehicle space. So I'll like to point out a couple of companies, Amar Raja Battery and Exide Industries. They're doing a lot of work in this space. Amar Raja Battery is setting up a giga corridor in Telangana, and that is going to entail an investment of around 9,500 crores. At the same time, Exide is working on a project where they are investing close to 7,000 crores. So I think essentially they are trying to set up the entire ecosystem as far as lithium ion batteries are concerned, pack business is concerned, modules, etc. are concerned. So this can be a very big game changer as far as the environment is concerned, as far as these companies are also concerned. Next is a zero liquid discharge. I think a lot of companies today, if you want to be competitive in the global arena, then it's very important. When we talk to companies, they tell us that if we want to bag orders from international clients, 3 things are an absolute necessity: zero defect in manufacturing, zero accident policy, and zero damage to the environment. That means it's necessary to have a zero liquid discharge. You have to be compulsorily environmentally compliant. If you go to any chemical units which are situated outside Bombay, you'll come to know that a lot of companies have been shut down because they have received notices from the Pollution Control Board, because they have been polluting the environment. They have no zero liquid discharge. They are polluting the environment. They are putting all the sewage, etc., into the open. So I think zero liquid discharge is something which is an absolute necessity and a focus for a lot of companies. Next is the high purity systems. I think high capacity fermenters are also being used. And another point which I would like to touch upon is water. Water is going to be a very big business of the future. And I think the focus is on the availability of fresh water. I think we have to learn from countries like Israel. Israel recycles about 86% of its water requirements. In fact, this photograph which is taken is also from a desalination plant which is located in Israel. So I think a lot of tricks to be learned from Israel as far as water conservation is concerned, rainwater harvesting is concerned, rainwater conservation is concerned, sewage treatment is concerned, and industrial waste treatment. I think as far as India is concerned, we just process about 60% of our industrial wastewater is treated, and going forward I think there is going to be a huge requirement as far as fresh water is concerned. Here I would like to point out that agriculture is a very big consumer of fresh water, and there are a lot of industries which are coming up which will require fresh water. Apart from the medical requirements where we have hospitals, clinics, laboratories which require highly purified water, I think one industry which is coming up in a very big way in India, semiconductor industry, it requires ultra pure water. So there is going to be a huge requirement for this. Desalination is going to be a very big opportunity, and I think that is where we will have companies like Ion Exchange, or the likes of Thermax, Vatek Wabag, which are likely to do well in the future. Incidentally, I think we have a company called Philips Carbon Black Limited, which has acquired Aquafarm recently, and this particular company is also going to do very meaningful work as far as water treatment chemicals are concerned. Lots of things to discuss, but I think time constraints will permit us no further. I think we've tried to touch upon a few topics where we are trying to blend the environment with commercial considerations, something which is very good for the environment, which is environment friendly and also very pocket friendly. So with this I come to the end of my session. If you have any questions, I think we can take your questions. Thank you.
So stay with us a little long. We have time for one question exact, sir. The gentleman. Okay, we'll take two.
Yeah. So the other one can probably address the guest. This is for the organizers, and you've been making this comment. People are standing because there are less chairs. Do you know the number of business and VIP passes you sold? Do you know the number of chairs you put in? Who's looking at this? Or are you guys going cheap and just ignoring the situation?
So we completely respect your opinion. We understand what you're saying, and we'll have we'll look into
just
this.
Just a request to everybody after this session, the next one, I'm going to give up my chair because apparently the organizers are just counting money. So I'll just request, there are a lot of people standing. So guys, after this session, okay, I'm taking 20 more minutes to enjoy my sunshine, and then I'll come out. I'm requesting everybody, let's understand each other. Sorry, ma'am, but you have taken money, you are obligated.
We completely understand. Personally, I have not taken any money from you, but I completely respect what you're saying. We will definitely make note of the same. See, the thing is, when we were selling our passes, right, the anticipation of so many patrons of Money Expo was where the issue happened. But we completely respect your opinion, sir. Thank you. So we will have this offline, sir. We will take this offline. Ladies and gentlemen, can we firstly have a big round of applause for Mr. NIRAV? Mr. NIRAV, so please stay with us a little longer. Completely respect your opinion, sir. But Mr. NIRAV, what a session that was. And yeah, we have another question, which is hopefully not related to the arrangement, because that is something that we'll definitely take care of. Yes, sir. Yeah. Can we have a mic stand there?
One of the other things that I want to know about is on solar. I think from an energy perspective, there is a lot of focus, including the PM Kusum scheme, etc. How are you seeing that panning out?
Yeah, so I think in sync with what we discussed, I think the target for renewable energy addition till FY30 is 500 gigawatt. So I think that would include a share of solar, wind, hydro, etc. So the thrust is that I think 2/3 of our capacity by FY30 should be renewable sources of energy. So that would include, I think, all what we have discussed today.
Fantastic. Ms. Neerav, where were you when my ex-manager was asking me about my bad performance in Q3? I never knew I could just blame it on heat waves, though it was winter that time. So please, can you stand a little closer? Center stage is where you belong. One mini sawal awaiting one mini jawab from your end. So please reveal to us your super short secret of having this super calm behavior. Because whenever we see you, you have this aura that ab sansarik mohamaya se uttar gaye, which is, you know, you just detach yourself from the materialistic world. So what is that secret?
So I think apart from this mad world of finance, I think we should have a spiritual bent of mind, a little bit into philosophy.
Wow.
Definitely it helps. So I think at the end of the day, when you are tired with all this finance is a matter of passion, but at the same time, one should not lose one's roots. I think so. Some attachment to philosophy, some attachment to spiritualism does help.
My God, I think, sir, giving you one advice: start one IP, India's largest spiritual expo. We can probably work on the commercials for the same. But fantastic! Thank you so much. Can ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen,
so
can we
much.
big
Thank
round
you.
of applause for Mr. Neerav? What a session that was. Thank you so much.